What if I told you that chewing gum could land you in serious trouble? Or that wearing camouflage clothing might get you arrested? Around the world, there are laws so bizarre, so unexpected, that you'd never believe they're actually enforced until you accidentally break one. Welcome to Imagine This, where we explore the strange, the surprising, and the simply unbelievable. Today, we're diving into 10 things you had absolutely no idea were illegal across the world. Some of these will make you laugh, others will make you scratch your head, but all of them are 100% real. So buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew about what's legal and what's not. Let's get started. 10. Chewing gum, Singapore. Let's kick things off with something that seems completely harmless: chewing gum. In most countries, you can pop a piece of gum in your mouth without a second thought. But in Singapore, you could be breaking the law. Back in 1992, Singapore banned the import and sale of chewing gum entirely. Why? The government was tired of people sticking gum on subway doors, elevator buttons, and public surfaces, causing maintenance nightmares and disrupting public transport systems. Now, before you panic if you're planning a trip to Singapore, here's the twist. In 2004, they relaxed the law slightly. You can now chew therapeutic or dental gum if you have a prescription from a doctor or dentist, but regular chewing gum, still banned from sale. And here's the kicker. If you're caught smuggling large quantities of gum into the country, you could face up to a year in prison or a hefty fine, all because of a piece of minty freshness. Singapore takes cleanliness seriously, and chewing gum learned that the hard way. 9. Wearing camouflage, Caribbean countries. Picture this. You're packing for a tropical vacation in the Caribbean. You throw in your favorite camo shorts or that trendy military-style jacket. Seems innocent enough, right? Wrong. In several Caribbean nations, including Barbados, Jamaica, St. Lucia, and Grenada, wearing camouflage clothing is actually illegal if you're a civilian. This isn't just a fashion faux pas, it's a serious offense. The reason? These countries reserve camouflage patterns exclusively for military and law enforcement personnel. The laws were created to prevent confusion and impersonation of military officers, and to maintain clear distinctions between civilians and armed forces. If you're caught wearing camo in these countries, authorities can confiscate your clothing on the spot. In some cases, you might face fines or even detention. And this doesn't just apply to full military uniforms. Even kids' camo backpacks or accessories with camouflage patterns can be problematic. So if you're planning a Caribbean getaway, leave the camo at home. Stick to floral prints and bright colors instead. They're much safer choices, and honestly, probably more fitting for a beach vacation anyway. 8. Dyeing your dog's fur, multiple U.S. states. Here's one that might surprise pet owners. Dyeing your dog's fur is illegal in several places, including parts of Florida, Colorado, and other U.S. states. Now you might be thinking, why would anyone dye their dog? Well, it's become a trend in some pet grooming circles. Think pink poodles, dogs with rainbow tails, or puppies dyed to look like pandas or Pikachu. But lawmakers saw a darker side to this trend. The laws were primarily created to combat a disturbing practice where people would dye puppies and other young animals unusual colors to make them more appealing for impulse purchases, especially around holidays like Easter. The concern was that these animals would be bought on a whim and then abandoned once the dye faded or the novelty wore off. In Florida, for example, it's illegal to dye or color any rabbit, baby chick, duckling, or other fowl under 6 weeks old. Colorado extended this to include dogs and cats. Violators can face misdemeanor charges and fines. The message is clear. Pets aren't fashion accessories. They're living creatures that deserve respect, not to be turned into living canvas for someone's aesthetic whims. So if you want to add some color to your life, maybe try a new shirt instead of dyeing your dog pink. 7. Feeding pigeons. Venice, Italy. Venice, the city of canals, gondolas, and romance. It's also the city where feeding pigeons can cost you serious money. For decades, St. Mark's Square was famous for its massive flocks of pigeons. Tourists would buy bird seed from vendors and pose for photos, while dozens of birds swarmed around them. It became an iconic Venice experience. But there was a problem, a big, messy, expensive problem. The pigeon population exploded. Their droppings began corroding the historic marble statues and buildings, including the priceless facade of St. Mark's Basilica. The cleanup costs were astronomical, and the structural damage to centuries-old architecture was becoming irreversible. In 2008, Venice said enough and banned feeding pigeons entirely. The fines start at around €50 but can go up to €600 for repeat offenders. They even ban the sale of birdseed in the square. Police and local authorities actively patrol the area to catch violators. The result? The pigeon population has dropped significantly. So if you visit Venice, admire the pigeons from a distance, take your selfies without the birdseed. Your wallet and Venice's cultural heritage will thank you. 6. Being overweight, Japan. This one sounds like something from a dystopian novel, but it's real. Japan has what's commonly called the Metabo Law. Introduced in 2008, this law requires companies and local governments to measure the waistlines of Japanese citizens between the ages of 40 and 74 during their annual health checkups. Men must have a waistline below 33.5 inches, and women must be below 35.4 inches. Before you freak out, let me clarify. Individuals aren't directly fined or punished for being over these measurements. Instead, the law targets companies and local governments. If they don't meet specific targets for reducing obesity rates among their employees or citizens, they face financial penalties. The goal was to combat metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions including high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and abnormal cholesterol levels that increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. Japan's aging population meant healthcare costs were skyrocketing, and the government saw preventive measures as essential. Critics argue the law is invasive and creates unfair pressure and stigma. Supporters say it's worked. Japan has one of the lowest obesity rates in the developed world. Whether you think it's smart public health policy or government overreach, one thing's certain, it's definitely one of the strangest weight-related laws out there. 5. Dying illegally. Longyearbyen, Norway. Here's a law that's both morbid and fascinating. In Longyearbyen, the world's northernmost settlement in Norway's Svalbard archipelago, dying is effectively illegal. Now, obviously, they can't actually prevent death. People aren't going to jail for dying, but what they can do is refuse to let terminally ill people stay in the town. If someone is gravely ill or approaching the end of their life, they're transported off the island to the mainland. Why? The permafrost. Longyearbyen is so far north that the ground never fully thaws. Bodies buried there don't decompose. They're essentially preserved forever in the frozen earth. Scientists discovered this in the 1950s when bodies buried decades earlier showed no signs of decay. This created two problems. First, it's a health concern. Preserved bodies can harbor bacteria and viruses that remain dormant but dangerous. In fact, researchers found well-preserved samples of the 1918 Spanish flu virus in bodies buried there. Second, the cemetery simply ran out of space. So since the 1950s, burials have been banned in Longyearbyen. The existing graveyard is maintained but closed to new arrivals. If someone dies unexpectedly, from an accident, for example, their body is transported to the mainland for burial. It's a strange reality of living in one of Earth's most extreme environments. Even in death, the Arctic plays by different rules. 4. Forgetting your wife's birthday, Samoa. Gentlemen, if you think your partner gets upset when you forget an important date, be grateful you don't live in Samoa. There, forgetting your wife's birthday isn't just grounds for sleeping on the couch, it's grounds for legal trouble. According to Samoan law, a husband who forgets his wife's birthday can be fined. The exact amount varies, but the law is part of a broader set of regulations designed to promote respect and consideration within marriage. Now, enforcement of this law is admittedly rare. It's not like there are birthday police patrolling Samoa with calendars ready to arrest forgetful husbands, but the law technically exists, and a wife could theoretically file a complaint if she felt particularly slighted. The law reflects Samoa's strong emphasis on family values and the importance of recognizing and celebrating your spouse. In Samoan culture, maintaining harmony in marriage and showing respect to your partner are serious matters, serious enough to enshrine in law. The message? In Samoa, I forgot is not an acceptable excuse. Set those calendar reminders, write it down, tattoo it on your arm if you have to. Just don't forget. Your marriage and your wallet depend on it. This might sound extreme, but honestly, maybe a few more places could use a law that encourages people to remember the important dates in their loved ones' lives. 3. Running out of gas on the Autobahn, Germany. Germany's Autobahn is legendary, stretches of highway with no speed limit where you can push your car to its absolute limits. But here's something many tourists don't know. Running out of gas on the Autobahn is illegal and you can be fined for it. Why would running out of gas be illegal? Because Germany considers it an avoidable situation. The law states that drivers have a responsibility to ensure their vehicle is in proper working order and adequately fueled before using the highway. Running out of gas is seen as negligence and poor planning. When you run out of fuel on the Autobahn, you create a dangerous situation. You're forcing yourself to stop on a highway where cars might be traveling at 150 miles per hour or more. You become a hazard to yourself and everyone around you. If you run out of gas, you can be fined up to 70 euros. And if you cause an accident or traffic jam because of it, the penalties increase significantly. Plus, walking along the Autobahn to get fuel is also illegal and will earn you another fine. The German philosophy is simple. If it's preventable, prevent it. They have gas stations everywhere along the Autobahn and fuel gauges in every car. There's no excuse for running empty. So if you're planning to drive in Germany, keep your tank above a quarter full. It's not just smart, it's the law. 2. Having only one guinea pig, Switzerland. Switzerland is known for chocolate watches and banking, but here's something else. They have some of the strictest animal welfare laws in the world, and one of the most surprising, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. That's right. If you want a guinea pig in Switzerland, you must have at least 2. The law recognizes that guinea pigs are social animals that live in groups in the wild and become lonely, stressed, and depressed without companionship. The same law applies to other social animals like goldfish, budgies, and canaries. Switzerland believes that forcing naturally social creatures to live in solitary confinement is a form of animal cruelty. Now here's where it gets interesting. What happens if you have 2 guinea pigs and one dies? You're required to either get another guinea pig to keep your remaining one company or find a way to rehome your guinea pig to a place where it can live with others. In fact, there are even guinea pig rental services in Switzerland where you can rent a companion guinea pig for your pet if you don't want to commit to buying another one long term. To some, this might seem overly regulatory, but Switzerland argues that if you're going to keep animals, you have a responsibility to meet their natural social needs. It's not about convenience, it's about the animal's well-being. Love it or hate it, you have to admit it's a law with heart. 1. Carrying pliers in public, Texas, USA. And finally, our number 1 spot goes to a law so oddly specific that it seems made up, but it's real. In Texas, it's illegal to carry wire cutters or pliers in your pocket. This law is a relic from the days of the Old West. Back in the late 1800s, cattle rustling was a huge problem. Thieves would use wire cutters to cut through barbed wire fences, steal cattle, and disappear into the night. Ranchers lost fortunes, and the theft became so widespread that Texas decided to take action. The state made it illegal to carry wire-cutting tools in public unless you could prove you had a legitimate reason for having them, like being a rancher, electrician, or someone whose job required those tools. Technically, this law is still on the books today. Enforcement is extremely rare in modern times. Police aren't stopping people and searching for pliers. But if you're caught committing another crime and have pliers on you without a good reason, it could be added to your charges. It's a fascinating example of how old laws can linger in the legal code long after the circumstances that created them have vanished. Cattle rustling isn't the problem it once was, but the law remains. A curious footnote in Texas legal history. And there you have it, 10 things you had no idea were illegal across the world. From chewing gum to guinea pigs, from dying dogs to dying in general, these laws prove that what's normal in one place can get you in serious trouble somewhere else. The world is full of strange rules, unexpected restrictions, and laws that make you wonder, how did this even happen? But that's what makes exploring different cultures and legal systems so fascinating. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Imagine This for more mind-blowing content. Drop a comment below and tell us, which law surprised you the most? Or, better yet, do you know of any bizarre laws we missed? Thanks for watching, and remember, always check the local laws before you travel. You never know when chewing gum might land you in hot water. Until next time, keep imagining.